nataka tuachane. Kuna shida kama nikuvutia, jo nataka tutengane. Hey, hey. Tulipokutana tulipendana, moyo wangu ulikuwa wako, kisha ukaondoka. Ulichoshwa na shida zangu, mimi bado nakupenda, kupenda. Hadi sasa sina amani, mimi bado nakujali, kujali mpenzi. Usiniache ni upweke, ningekaa mapema basi kutoboa. Nisamehe, nisamehe, ningekaa mapema basi kutoboa. Nisamehe, nisamehe. I heard a voice calling, oh, calling. I saw the sun shining, oh, shining. I heard a voice calling, oh, calling. I saw the sun shining, oh, shining. Uliniacha.
My name is Rojazz Oleman. I'm a singer, songwriter, guitarist, or instrumentalist. I'm a performing artist and also a recording artist. I'm also an entrepreneur. And I own a company called Zote Face. Rojazz is derived from my actual name, and then Oleman is also derived from my family name. In high school people used to call me, my family name is Olele. So my roommates walikuwa wanataka kusema the entire name. They used to call me Ole. So when nilifika huko nje and I decided to come up with a name for myself, nikaona tu there's no point of coming up with something like maybe Guitar Master or whatever. So nikaona tu, Oleman is good, simple. Yeah, I'm half Kenyan, half Ugandan, but I was born and raised in Kenya. My dad is a military guy, ex-military guy, retired now. Yeah, my dad is Kenyan, my mom is Ugandan. Yes, I was born in Langata, and in the barracks, Langata barracks. In fact, the first shule za nimeenda zile za kwanza zilikuwa in the barracks, so Langata barracks. In primary I've studied in 3 schools: Langata barracks, Huru Gardens, and then now time nikapelekwa boarding school. I was taken to Gilgil, But that entire time, like in my childhood, I've been raised in a military setup, military family, so you have to be super disciplined. And it's good because discipline is really important out here. Tumekuja tukajua baadaye, why they were caning us and why they were hard on us. When you think about it, later on in your life, you come to realize, these guys were helping me. I come from a family of 4 kids. I'm the last one. Not the last one, lakini. Kenyans like assuming a lot of things. Lakini, all of us are like that. I'm a tough guy. 3 boys, 1 girl. 2 boys, and then the girl alafu mimi. My family, in fact, I think my entire music career, for all the years I've been in the scene, it's my family who, inspire me the most, because they're always there, cheering, and they're always there supporting my shows. pushing me to go to the studio, pushing me to shoot a video, you know, and all that. In fact, my big bro, my eldest brother is my manager. It's my manager. My eldest brother is my manager, and he has been there since day one. In fact, the first guitar I've ever owned in my life is One Who Bought It. Yeah. So for me, my family comes first when it comes to the people who support me in my music. Yeah, and I really, really appreciate that. Yeah. Okay, I was definitely in school. Okay, in high school, maybe nikianza form 1 is like 10 years ago. So what I can say is, tukianza, of course, unajua una feature kwa chini ya maji and all that. Plus mimi in high school, I went to a military school. I was in my Forces Academy. So nilipelekwa, okay, number 1 is a national school, which means mzai wako anajua this guy lazima ako shule anasoma, but behind the scenes you're doing other things. So unajua tunaenda home, some of the guys who used to stay with in the same place, wanaanza kuambia, you know, your bros, your brother is ni msanii mkali sana, yeah? Your brother is a big singer. Yeah. Unaambia my bro, this guy msimulange hapa hivi. And they're like, are you sure? Rojazz anaimba, are you sure? So later on, I think around nikikuwa from Tatu, that's when now nilileta vitu tu nje nikaambia, in fact my bro already. So you know, when he bought me that guitar, sing a feature, because I was playing the guitar all the time. Yeah. So I was just playing the guitar all the time, you know, niko hapo nafanya muziki and all that. I'm excited about it. Of course, I was always kucheki, you know. And I can say the support, you know, from my paros kicked in like immediately, but eventually unajua wanakuja tu wanaona it's something you like and they also want you to be happy. So yeah, they gave me their support eventually. I started by singing and by composing, you know, coming up with melodies in my head. Yeah, way back when I was still in primary school. Yeah, that's when it began. Yeah, I was in class 7 at that time. I just seated there in class, and then, you know, it's just a melody singing in your head, and you find out that you can put words to it, and that's it. Yeah. So from there, I mean, at some point I'm gonna do this, but I did not know that I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna pursue music like professionally. Because I really, really loved music. I was mostly listening to pop, R&B, and soul. I used to listen to MJ, Neo, you know, Akon. In Kenya, there was Harry Kimani, you know, who else? What's his name? There was Winyo. Yeah, Winyo, but Winyo is, I'm a big fan of Winyo. Yes, and Kina Kidum. Hip hop, okay, I can't say there was a hip hop culture in Kenya at the time. You know, after Issa, I feel like hip hop will disappear, with Klepto breaking up, kulikuwa na lapses kidogo, but there was Jua Kali, there was Nonini, and the other guys. Yeah. For me, after high school, najua you are out here trying to get platforms, places to perform. What really touched me is when there's some place I performed. Kulikuwa na some hip hop, you know, hip hop artists, poets, and all that, and then nika come, you know, with my guitar, and I just sang a simple song. The reception I got, how the reaction I got from the crowd, that is what inspired me. Nikasema, hey, if you guys really like how I sound and how I'm singing, I think I'm gonna pursue this, because nilifeel tu poa sana, you know, people appreciating my music, and they don't know what the song I'm singing. They don't even know any, because it wasn't even recorded. Siko Kanyaga studio at that time, so I think that just really touched me. Yeah. Of course, in any career, in any talent-oriented career, I feel like you always need support, like maybe a mentor or that kind of a thing. In my life, I can't say that I've had mentors, like people who, you know, came and told me you should do this and that, you know, for you to get there. But I feel like the biggest boost I've ever had in my life, and mtu ameshikilia literally, mtu amebeba my entire career on his back hadi nimefika, is my big bro. It's my big bro. His handle is Bizarre Life on Instagram. You can go and check him out. He's a really dope guy, and this guy, he was very passionate about music. He was a rapper himself. He's still a rapper. And vile tu maybe ameweka mic kando kidogo, but so this guy, he's always been, you know, pushing me, you know, if I write a song, nimtumia anasema manze hii haiwezi sahi, hebu change hapa, you know, try and make the chorus interesting, try and change the rhythm, you know. So he's been there since day one, yani since day one, tangu skate verse yangu akajua tu, yani this guy, yeah. So yeah, I owe my career to him. Amenifanya vitu mob sana, and I really appreciate him. I think the best experience that I've got in my music career is, I think it's just the humble beginnings. My first ever corporate event, corporate gig, and it was it happened because of association with some people. It's a really nice guy we met. His name is Joel. He used to be part of the board of KCB, I guess. I cannot remember well, but this guy got us our first corporate event. I can remember it was way back around 2016 there. And mimi sikuwa nimelipwa do, like, you know, your time, like I received pesa from my work, and in fact sikuwa I received do kabisa at all from my music. So I mean, I did not even negotiate. I did not even do any negotiation. I just used to go around, you know, in town, there's a meeting here, you know, I just come and play for guys. Kucheza too. I was really passionate to share. So a day, Songwriter ametuambia, you know, there's an annual meeting for KCB members at Kingston. You guys can just come and, you know. Yeah, I used to sing with my bro that time, so my bro, so tukaenda Hilton. So najua hata hiyo place yani ilikuwa tu inani overwhelmed because jengi ya place kai hiyo kuperform. Yeah, I got in there with my guitar. Simple setup, just a guitar and two mics. Yeah, we're there performing, you're singing. So sisi tulijua tu yani, unajua kama kawaida, you're just here to showcase. So after the entire thing, gigi ikaenda kuisha. Kobe call bro kana kameniaje, you know what? These guys are really appreciate your performance, and you're getting this amount of money. And my bro akani show. Yani I was so excited, and that is the first time tulika chini me and my bro tukamua, you know what? Tuna studio kesho. And we did that by the way. That was the first time we did a studio and I recorded a song. Yes. Oh, my worst experience. I think when I decided to work with a band, there's something about the music industry, about muziki ya mtu kukoma. You know, like muziki yako yani bado you know, haijakuwa vile inafaa kuwa, like any band doesn't sound mature like the other bands in the scene. So I remember that time tumekutana, you know, friends, oh, can you play bass? Yes, you come and play with me. Can you play keys? You. So we got together and tulipiga tizi. Even my bro still working with me, same team. We used to call ourselves Jadi Music. So tukafanya manze tizi for almost half an year. Manze, no gigs, nothing. That was so frustrating. And at some point, you're gonna feel like, you know, this is not working and I should just, you know, leave it. I think that was that was the worst part of my music career. Yeah. It was so low because najua nimepiga tizi, you have a repertoire of more than 100 songs, but there's no place to showcase. Yeah. Okay. I don't think there's one thing I can just point out, but the numerous things that I've done since I began doing music professionally. And yeah, I've partnered with a couple of people and a couple of companies through the help of my manager. And my company now, Zote Face, it's an events company. And before I started Zote Face, I had Zoxol, which is still operational. And yeah, I've been doing events with those brands for a long time, and through me doing those events, it has been life-changing. The interesting thing about me starting to do these events was this. Do you know how it began? That's how it began. At some point, it was so hard to get to play in these popular venues, you know. This is quite Julikana your time, you know. Okay, I don't want to mention names, but I think you know some of these big events, and it was so hard to get those platforms. So tukakaa chini with my bro and tukasema, now what do we do? Because we sound good, we have good music, but your music is not good until watu wengine iwafikie, sindio? Yeah. It's not that we had doubt in what we were doing or anything. Tukakaa chini tukasema, you know, we have to now come up with our own thing. And we started small, pole, and now it's growing and imekuwa poa sana, and it has changed my life. So I feel like that is one thing I did that really had a big impact in my life, yes. Of course, you know, like in your life, you have to give back to the society. So you gotta do some free shows at some point. But if you wanna add any monetary value to yourself, like you can just be contacted. You can even organize your own events and maybe tell guys to, you know, there's a cover charge and all that. But it's pretty simple, I guess, for everyone in the scene. If somebody wants to get you to perform, they just contact you via email or telephone, yeah, and you meet up and talk and agree on how you perform. Yes, yeah. Yeah, I've not worked with any specific brand. Corporately, I'm just in the scene, but I've partnered with Captain's Terrace. Yeah, it's a restaurant, venue, casino. The first time I got to work at Captain's is through my brother. Still, the place was still new. It was really new, and they did not have band music. They did not have band music at all. So I started doing an acoustic event, mostly on Sunday afternoons. It was a 3-piece performance, guitar, sax, keys. That's how I began. Pole too, you know. And with time, as the years passed, we kept on trying to make the event to become, you know, even bigger and bigger. So I've been working with Captains for the past 4 years. This will be the 5th. And yeah, it's been a really good partnership because there's been a lot of patience and a lot of faith, you know. in what you're doing. And I think that is one thing so many artists, especially young artists in Kenya, need, because it's really, really hard for an established venue to just approach you and, you know, and tell you, you know, we want to give you this platform so that you can better yourself in what you're doing. Yes. I can say music pays. It does. It does. It does, and it's all about how you position yourself in the music industry. And also, okay, nothing is easy in this world. It has its own challenges, and sometimes, you know, people get paid according to according to their experience, and also according to the people who they are associated with.
That's a thing.
I think so. I think it's a thing because you know, this is Kenya, this is Nairobi, and I guess maybe this is a conversation for another day. But there's a lot of things people need to understand about the entertainment scene, about being booked on events, about how different production houses work with artists, even different events companies work with the artists. But if you're good, and if you're really, really persistent in what you're doing, and if you're really, really passionate, I'm sure you'll get something back. I think I can put it this way, like music is just, okay, mainstream music is PR. You know, how you put yourself out there, that's how guys are gonna perceive you. Yes. It's about how you're selling your music. There's so many people who sound good in this country. There's so many people who sound good, so good, but the returns may be still the same. But I think from experience, what I can say is it's not easy, you know, even growing a brand, because in any business, you know, if you're selling soap, the same way you have to sell your music, because at the end of the day, everything is about branding, and everything is about, you know, how you market yourself, how you position yourself in the market. That's why we have big artists, we have mainstream artists, we have just artists who are in the live scene, and then you have underground artists, and then you have cover artists, you know. Yeah, so it's upon you to, you know, to choose what you want to do and push hard. Yes, I do music full time. That is what's on my mind when I wake up in the morning. Of course, we have other things that we're doing. COVID opened our eyes, and I guess it's really, really important for each and every artist, especially the ones who are now coming in. They should, I think they should be always open-minded, because anything can happen. Because, you know, you understand right now, there are no, like, the shows are not there. You know, there are no shows, no big crowds, and yeah, lazima ujipange. It's very important. Of course, I'm talented, because the way I sing, this is not just something you can just wake up. You can just wake up and start, you know, sounding like me. And then also, I'm really very passionate about music. Kuna vitu mob may happen, you know, along the years, and if there was no passion, I guess I wouldn't have been here, you know, answering your questions. Yes, I'm very hardworking, and of course I'm skillful, because I play the instruments. I play various instruments, and I perform with them. I don't think there's any I don't think like you can be talented to play any specific instrument. Of course, you have to learn first. And then after you've learned how to, to play, maybe the basics, now going forward, the kind of skill you attain maybe after a couple of years, that's when you can say, hey, and yeah, my hands were made for this, Yes, I think that's how I can put it. Okay, being a youth, being young, let me say being young. Being young in the scene is really, really important because in any career, you're always in your prime when you're young. When maybe in your mid-20s or mid-30s, or let's say even 40, That's maybe, as I said, that's your prime. And okay, being young in the Kenyan music industry is really, really interesting. It's challenging. It's challenging because you have to fight for your spot in the scene, so that guys can recognize you, so that people can see you. And here, okay, I've worked with a couple of legends, maestros. In fact, I want to say thank you so much to Mr. Kombo Chokwe bands. I remember when now I wanted to pursue now live band music, like seriously. Kombo Chokwe is the band leader for a band called Afro Simba. I remember I used to go all the way to Runda to practice with those guys around 3 times a week, and I learned a lot of things from them, from how they conducted their practice, from how they ran their events and all that. So I guess at that point, that's when I learned a lot of things, and that's when I decided to do music, like, as a career entirely. I just want to say, Showcase Wednesday, yeah, I think it's a very popular venue, and then a couple of festivals. There's another very popular place. It's called Dago's. Really nice place, run by some guy called Steve Kirinda, and I feel like it's a really it's a platform that I cannot forget. So I performed there a couple of times, and then also I cannot. I have to mention Captain Steroids. This is a platform that has made me, the artist who I am today. Like, it has molded me to the person I am. There's so many platforms. I don't think I can mention one. Yeah, Studio Tisa. Currently, I was just called by one of the guys who I've worked closely with at some point in my career. And to get him, there's a festival. It's called the Next Festival, like the next generation of artists. Kenyan Music Festival. So it was, it happened during this time, COVID time. So of course there are so many recordings. So the concept behind the next festival was they wanted to show guys, the next generation of artists who are now coming into the scene, the new artists. And I was lucky to be, to be called by them, and I really, really appreciate them, them seeing me in the scene and seeing me as somebody who is coming to stay. And yes, and of course I'm here to stay. So there was Maga, formerly in Red Feathers. There was Chai Sage. There was Shaky Benzi, Nick Gessa. There was this guy Apesi. Yeah. I think the name underground artist is hardcore, what I can say is, okay, there are different type of artists. Of course, that's when kuna mtu anasema, me I'm a producing artist. Kuna mtu anasema, I'm a performing artist. Kuna mtu anasema I'm both performing I mean, any recording artist, yeah, both performing and recording. So what I can say is there's some bands known in Nairobi. They're just cover bands. You know them. Like hey, ukitaka kujua ile band ina pesa, you know, in playing the popular songs. This is the band. And there are a couple of guys who have branded themselves in such a way that if you see them somewhere and you just these guys want to them mziki yao, you know, and they're still good. So same thing I told you, you know, it's about positioning yourself in the industry. There's some people who have been in the cover band for more than 40, 50 years, and they're comfortable, and they're earning their money, and yeah, because in any industry, in any business, it's about, of course, passion is really, really important in music, in any talent, but peer returns here are very, very important because people have families, musicians have families, they have responsibilities, yeah, they have needs. So there's some people who have been doing the covers and they're still good, you know, and they're still sustaining themselves. And also there's this bunch of bands whereby we know, you know, if it's so and so, we're gonna listen to their original stuff, and they're still good. Of course, as long as you're in the industry and you're still doing music, you always push to, you know, to get that hit song, to get that song out there. Maybe that song which will hit maybe 10 million views or 50 million views. Apparently in Kenya, I think it's even hard to hit 30 million. I think there's a song I saw on YouTube done by a Kenyan artist, and he was out there, you know, thanking guys for making him like #1 because his song has the most views in Kenya. But apparently that song is not hit at 30 million views. I don't know why this is happening in Kenya, because Tanzanians are, you know, they're really, really beating us at that. But okay, there's an album I'm about to drop, my first ever album, my debut album. It's called Hisia. On that album, early 2019, I did a song with, not 2019, sorry, early 2020, I did a song with Teardrops and Mufasa. It's off my upcoming album. The song is called Siniache. I feel like that song introduced me to a new crowd, because Teardrops and Mufasa are poets, I think you know them. They are poets, so all the people who do poetry in Kenya, I think walikimbia watch your video, and yeah, so many poets followed me on social media, and it was just interesting, yeah. It's really important to save, you know. It is really, really important to save, because sometimes you get events. Of course, kuna mahitaji mob, you need to pay rent, you need to pay your bills and all that, but it's really, really important to save, because your time unajua come to ikatuchapa pap, lockdowns, no events, no meetings, curfew at 7 p.m, you know. So people are really, really suffering. Lakini I feel like the heaviest burden was financial, because of course hata kama umesave utatumia hiyo pesa, and at some point itaisha. Yeah, and I think one of the skills nilitumia hii time ya COVID, and something sikuwa najua kama I'll ever use, you know, after studying it. Maybe I started doing graphic designing, and yeah, it didn't clear for some time. It's clear for some time, so yeah, I can do some graphics for you guys today. I have a band. I'm the band leader. My band is called Oleman and the Wings. Yeah, 8 guys. It's a big band. but I like it big, you know. Mziki kija sounds even better. Okay, of course, apart from music, we do a lot of things, you know, out there, out there to to sort of issues sometimes, yeah. And we are also passionate about other things. And I was always told from Mesa, and lazima pia uende kazi sometimes. If I was not a musician, I'd be a computer scientist. Or yeah. I think one thing that makes me want to wake up every day and just go and work really, really hard is I guess just, you know, being in a family setup, having a family. That is one thing that can really, really drive a person, and also, I guess, having faith and just having hope for a better life. I can say that there's a quote, but every day that you wake up, okay, there's one, of course, there's one quote I came across in my life, and it changed me. Because me, I used to be really, really reserved, Tambo. I was mpole sana, mtulivu. But I once read something in between nasema, dream as if you will live forever, and live as if you will die today. Yeah. Really need that too, and it changed my whole perspective of life. Yeah. I wanna give a shout out to Captain Sales Director, Mr. Julius Ambani, Captain Sales Manager, Kevin Odele. Yeah, I want to shout out to Master Kidum, Don Tambo. Maina, those are members of my band, by the way. We have Shalin, Onesmus Kambale. We have Marcos on the keys. Yeah. That's my team, and Eric on the percussion. I really, really appreciate you guys. Of course, my manager, Maze Father Jew, I salute you. Yeah, you can, of course, you can manage yourself, you know, when you're starting things for the pole. But when, at some point, of course, if you get in any business, in any industry, the goal is you know, kufika huko juu. And sometimes these opportunities come before we're prepared, and you need that, you know, guidance, yes. And I feel like it's really, really important to have a manager. But yeah, mwenye understand, a manager who understands you, somebody who's truly into your music. And sikile best yako kwanza mwenye meet, akakwambia bro, wewe ni mkali mazena nimekutii. That should be your manager. Usitafute msee huku nje mwenye amesomea management sana. Okay, of course, kuna wale wamesomea management and they are really, really good managers. But I feel like there's no point of you managing somebody and you don't believe in their music, and you don't feel their music, or you don't feel their art, or you're not into, you know, what they are really, really doing. Ni kama tu umekuja na unataka kumanage shule at MCA without you being involved in any other thing. Yeah, I feel the best managers in the world ni wale watu wenye wanakuanga hapo from day one. Yeah. And now unajua manze umse mpe mkali, mnoma, you know, kiache kikutana na mtu mwingine anaweza kukuwa na, you know, second thoughts, anaweza kukwambia manze muziki yako inafaa kutamka ya, you know. Yeah, your manager should be your biggest fan. Maybe I feel like, okay, I've always had my bro, he has always been there with me since day one. So I feel like him being there has really assisted me in a lot of things. Because at some point, my bro has been also my financier for the longest time. Najua ukikuwa student, najua umetoka high school, you don't have, hakuna kitu kwa mfuko. Hakuna kitu kwa mfuko. So sometimes you really need somebody who believes in you and somebody who believes in your dream to come in for you, yeah. Afrofusionist art. I'm an Afrofusion musician. I do rock music and soul music, and yeah, my music is pretty much a fusion of urban soul music and African rock music. So it's just a fusion. So tukutana mimi, be ready to to feel something smooth and something heavy at the same time. Yeah. Yes. Okay. About identity. Identity is really important in the music industry because at some point producers like calling it target audience. And they're like, hii wimbo nataka watu gani wasikie. Kama ni watoto, change the language, make it sound childish. Kama ni watu wazima, yeah. So identity is really important when it comes to genres of music. Yes, of course, kuna wale wanamuziki very versatile. They can do everything, they can play a bunch of instruments and all that. But at some point, kuna musician tunajuanga tu, tukienda event yao msee, you're going to listen to this type of music. Kama tukienda event ya mtukawi, this is what they're going for. That's why kuna amapiano events crazy, kuna house events, there's zouk events, there's salsa events, So same thing I was talking about how you position yourself in the industry. Kujiposition. Ukisema wewe ni msanii wa reggae, you will attract watu wa reggae, Even the guys who organize reggae events, watu wanasema, we need to have this guy perform here. Yeah, same thing. It was pretty simple. So identity is really important. Now, for me, I think it took me some time to, kujua now this is what I want to do. But at some point, kuna madi mtu anatikanga msanii and you feel like, I'm really good at this. And here you enjoy doing it. Don't just do it because you feel you're good at it. Do it because you love it. Because kona ipenda, it means you're gonna, it will work for you. Passion first. One important thing in life is discovering yourself, like deep within, like knowing your life purpose. Like knowing your purpose in life is really important. I guess that is one of the biggest things a human being should discover in life. Okay, of course I come from a religious family, and it's also important to have, God in your life. Yeah, you're not just alive, when you look at how you chew food, how you reason, it means you need someone greater than. Yes, so it's really important to discover your purpose in life. And the only way to discover your purpose in life is when you realize like there's somebody who put you in this world. Yes. Alright, I have a company called Zote Face. Zote Face is an events company, and it's a platform whereby I get to host different artists who do live music. And yeah, yes, okay, I'm the host, I'm the MD for the company, so I'm pretty much running things. And it's a platform nataka grow kabisa, because mimi kitu nilikuwa nimekosa earlier in my life is a platform whereby I could come and showcase my abilities. So I want to use it as a platform whereby I'll get wale watu wamekoma kwaenda kuja perform plus the upcoming one. Yeah. And then apart from that, of course I'm a musician myself. I perform, I sing, and yeah. You guys can follow me on IG at Rojazz, Oleman, Facebook, everywhere at Rojazz, Oleman. And then also I have my first album. Yeah, bado naiva iko jikoni. It's dropping in a few months. It might be next month. It might be next month, according to logistics. So yeah, in the album I've featured a couple of big artists. and I really appreciate the guys who have featured in the album. And yeah, guys should really wait for that. Na ikitoka, please, Wakenya, nunueni album. Yeah, support msanii.
Tulipokutana, tulipendana, moyo wangu ulikuwa wako, kisha kaondoka, ulichoshwa na shida zangu, mimi bado nakupenda, hadi sasa bila amani, mimi bado kujali penzi, usiniache niupweke, ningekana tena basi kutoka, nisamehe